the historic Robbinsdale Theater.
It needs to stay here in Robbinsdale.
What can be done to preserve the Terrace? Plus, a visit fit for a king in Brooklyn Park. But first, let the building begin. Major construction is now approved in Golden Valley for not one, but two large apartment complexes. 12 News starts right now. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Johnson. If you're looking for an apartment, Golden Valley will soon have more options for you.
Tuesday night, the City Council approved plans for two new apartment complexes, the Hello Apartments along Olson Memorial Highway and Liberty Crossing near Winnetka and Medicine Lake Road. As Delane Cleveland reports, the new buildings will mean that several businesses will have to close.
There was a lot of history in this building and on this property here.
Golden Valley's VFW Post 7051 is a place where people have gone since 1969 for things like meat raffles and bingo.
We have our regulars that come in pretty much daily.
Yet on August 16th, this gathering spot will close its doors to make way for a market rate apartment complex.
The offer was just too good to refuse. For what we were facing as far as lack of new members, the age of all of us. We're all typically Vietnam vets, so we're in our mid-60s or higher.
Mike Johnson is one of 20 employees who will be out of work.
It's never fun when you're closing down and you know that there's people that rely on this to survive.
In place of the VFW will be a 184-unit building called Liberty Crossing, which also means the end of days for a nearby car wash and a Malaysian restaurant.
Golden Valley has been anticipating some growth for quite a while.
Talked to Golden Valley officials, and they're abuzz about what's in store for the city's future.
The Met Council is continuing to say Golden Valley is going to grow in such a prime location that we need the kind of buildings to support that growth.
In addition to Liberty Crossing, people driving along Highway 55 near the Plymouth border can soon say hello to the Hello Apartments, which will have 172 market rate units and replace an abandoned bowling alley and a shuttered business called Autolux.
The city's been looking for a way to get that redeveloped. We had previous proposals that were approved and then not built, so they were extremely happy to see that turn into something new. I think they view it as a gateway to the city at that prominent location.
We're going to miss it.
Back at the VFW,
it's going to be tough the next few weeks.
Mike Johnson says it will be tough, but the apartments will be good for the area.
Realistically, yeah, I think it's good for the city.
In Golden Valley, Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
The VFW will have a big celebration their final day on August 16th, which will include beanbag and dart tournaments. Meanwhile, Golden Valley officials say construction on the new apartment should begin in September and be finished by late 2016.
There's visible signs of progress in Robbinsdale, where a key regional trail segment is nearing completion. The Crystal Regional Trail, under construction along Lakeland Avenue, will offer more than 2 miles of trail for biking and running. One of the features that has visitors excited is a large boardwalk along Crystal Lake.
That's going to be excellent, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's a great idea. And, for fishing and just strolling along.
The trail project is part of a plan to improve park access in inner-ring suburbs. Construction along this segment of Robbinsdale Trail is expected to wrap up in August. Future plans call for more trail construction extending north along County Road 81, eventually ending at the Elm Creek Park Reserve. The movement to save the Terrace Theater in Robbinsdale is continuing.
Thanks to one Robbinsdale resident, the Terrace is getting plenty of love. Eric Nelson has a story.
Having been dark for 17 years, honestly, it's a travesty. It is an icon. It's been standing for 64 years now.
The once popular Terrace Theater is a crumbling and decaying structure these days, sitting in limbo in a Robbinsdale strip mall.
It's hard to tell with the boards here, but the lobby was huge. It was absolutely gorgeous.
There has not been a flick at the Terrace since 1999.
It needs to come back. It needs to be an integral part of the city again.
David Leonard's mission is to preserve the theater.
People are starting to take notice of it.
Leonard is afraid the Terrace will someday be demolished, so he has fired a preemptive strike by gathering 2,161 signatures on a petition.
The response that we received was phenomenal.
Leonard wants Terrace owner Brixmore to lease or sell the facility and hopes the petition convinces the Robbinsdale City Council to deny possible demolition attempts by Brixmor.
You can't undo a demolition. My wife is fond of saying that regret only goes one way. Once it's down, that's it.
You should keep the buildings that are old, that are historical.
It needs to stay here in Robbinsdale. A lot of people came here and we miss it now that it's gone.
The theater was a magnet for many decades, pulling in moviegoers from all across Minnesota. The Terrace has been around for 64 years. It is the oldest suburban theater in the Twin Cities. In its heyday, it was a Robbinsdale landmark.
The Terrace was like a lighthouse shining across the entire city.
And this beacon has not been forgotten. It is part of the League of Historic U.S. Theaters.
And you knew that where the Terrace light was, you knew that that's where you went to have good family entertainment.
Leonard's vision for the Terrace is to see it become a multi-use facility.
A reopened Terrace Theater would also renovate and help revitalize this area as well.
Back in the day, many of the movies playing at the Terrace had happy endings. Now the question is, will the theater have its own happy ending? In Robbinsdale, I'm Eric Nelson, Channel 12 News.
The Terrace had 1,300 seats when it was open, and people came from other theaters to Robbinsdale to try to replicate it in their own hometown. A local brewery under construction in Maple Grove can raise a glass to social media and a crowdfunding campaign for helping it raise money. OMNI Brewing's Kickstarter campaign was an overwhelming success, reaching its goal and then some. Listen to this. The brewery raised $47,000 in just over a month. That's nearly double its goal. The money will pay for taproom renovations at its location on Deerwood Lane. OMNI Brewing hopes to open by Labor Day. And after several weeks of construction, Brooklyn Park's police headquarters has reopened to the public. The North Precinct on 85th Avenue is currently undergoing a $9 million renovation. That included just completed improvements to the front counter.
But today, Brooklyn Park was fit for a king. His Royal Highness Osseo III is visiting from Cameroon, a nation in Central Africa. The king and his entourage received a traditional welcome from Cameroon women living in Minnesota. Cameroon is a diverse community with diverse country with some 250 ethnic groups speaking about 270 languages and dialects. Osseo is from the Quen region of western Cameroon, where a major goal is to finish an ongoing project to bring clean water to his people.
Work has started and is ongoing right now, but it's still not sufficient to meet the needs of the people out there. And remember that water is life, and with the lack of water comes a lot of hazards, health hazards.
And this visit is designed to begin an exchange of culture and information. The king is expected to tour Brooklyn Park's water treatment facility while he's here. Well, coming up, from food to furniture and a whole lot more, we'll show you two big sales taking place in the Northwest Metro.
I have that coming up next in Money Savers. And then later in sports, we'll catch up with the local Little League baseball team as they look to continue a great playoff run.
But first, the heat picks up on Thursday, both dew point and temperatures on the rise. If you are a savvy shopper, you know July is the time for sales.
You can't help but pick up a bargain at two big sales happening this week. We profile both of them in today's Money Savers. There's no mistaking the annual mega garage sale at Brooklyn United Methodist Church in Brooklyn Center.
Lots of stuff.
From doorknobs to dressers and from skis to suitcases. If you can't find a bargain here, you just aren't trying at all.
All told, we got 31,000 square feet of merchandise throughout the church, the White House, outside in the tent. So it's equal to about 6.5 basketball courts.
Volunteers work year-round gathering donations and sorting them.
Crews work 365 days a year, just about.
Money raised goes to SEEP, Brooklyn Avenue Shelter, and church missions.
We got anything for everybody, and the more the merrier.
Expect furniture and clothing to go first, but you can find some of the best deals are either books
or maybe a piece of art.
We have signed prints.
The sale runs from Wednesday night to Saturday at noon.
It's just full of treasures, that quarter piece and that 50-cent piece that you might be looking for.
Over in Osseo, Dean's Supermarket wants to move produce.
Well, we've been doing the produce sale for about 30 years, and customers just love it. Every year they're asking us, when are you having the produce sale?
Summer fruits and vegetables will be for sale under the tent and inside at great prices.
Locally grown sweet corn right from Charlie's in Osseo.
Other deals are watermelons for $3.99 and containers of blueberries, 3 for $5. The sale runs Thursday through Saturday from 10 to 6.
Every day we get fresh produce in, and we rarely run out of anything. We just try to keep it stocked.
And if it gets too hot to shop outside, like we said, you can pick up produce inside too and pay by cash or credit. So Mike, a few things we could pick out at that big sale.
Unbelievably how big that thing is. And you know, one man's trash, another man's treasure. There's plenty of treasures.
Take you hours to go through
Yeah,
it.
it would.
Coming up, a state fair treat that arrived this week in Osseo.
And up next in sports, highlights from Legion Baseball, plus a look into the world of officiating as we talk with a local soccer referee. John Jacobson has that and more when we come back. It's been a really good run for a local Little League team. In fact, they are in the state tournament, and I guess we'll find out in a day or two how they come out.
That's right. He had a great run through the district tournament. Has allowed them to keep playing. The state Little League baseball tournament for 11-year-olds is underway today in Duluth. One local team is in the tournament's Final Four. The Robbinsdale Little League All-Stars practiced one final time Tuesday evening before heading up north for the state tournament. Robbinsdale qualified for state by winning last week's District 1 tournament. It included 2 straight wins against the defending state champions from Coon Rapids.
We had to come through the losers bracket to come in and play every day. We played 6 out of 7 days of baseball last week, so 5 days in a row we had to win, and there's one team that can do it. It was this one, that's for sure. They proved that.
Most of these Robbinsdale players have played together in the playoffs before, though they are split up onto different teams in the regular season. It's an exciting week for these guys as they look to bring home another title.
We have good players on our team. We all like to play together. We all have confidence in each other. We're always bringing each other up if we're down.
I like this team. It's a good team. We won districts against Coon Rapids. I think we have a good chance to win state too.
It's really been so exciting. We've had some nice hits. Felt really great to beat the defending state champions, Coon Rapids, twice. We're confident. We expect to win this.
The team has also set up a GoFundMe page to help defray some of their state tournament expenses in Duluth. There's the link on your screen, RRLL 11-year All-Star. Play is underway on the sub-state tournaments of American Legion Baseball. Maple Grove is the #1 seed in sub-state 11. They faced Rogers in the quarterfinals. Bottom first, Brett Schultz, 2-out hit, scores Matt Vogel, and it's 1-0 Maple Grove. Bottom of the fourth, Maple Grove gets a big 2-out rally. Vogel starts it with a single that plates Lucas Burrington. Jane Roll keeps it going, dropping a hit into shallow right field to score Isaac Collins. And Schultz follows suit. He'll drive in Bubba Horton. And it's 6-0 Maple Grove after 4. On to the 6th inning. Jordan Albers drives it to the gap for a 2-run double. Maple Grove wins 12-2 with the 10-run rule stopping the game after 8. They'll play again Friday morning at 10 o'clock in Delano against Anoka. Osseo's Legion baseball team won the Delano 4th of July tournament, so they were happy to head back there again for their quarterfinal round sub-state game against Edina 2. Bottom of the 4th, Justin Clark drives a high pitch over the outfielder's head. That scores Matt Bezdacek. Clark would score on a sacrifice fly for a 3-0 Osseo lead. Bottom 6, Eric Lyons with a 2-out hit into right to bring home Ryan Bonesteel, and it's 4-1 Osseo. And John Bezdacek is solid on the mound. He goes all 9 innings for the 4-1 Osseo win. They'll play St. Michael Friday at 1 in Delano. Champions were crowned last weekend at the massive Schwann's USA Cup Youth Soccer Tournament. On this week's official business, Jay Wilcox catches up with a local referee who worked the tournament.
This time around on Official Business, we meet a Brooklyn Park man who keeps order on the soccer field, including at the USA Cup tournament.
Shin guard's all good? Yep. Okay. Jewelry's gone, right?
Mike McClanahan's become a fixture at USA Cup. He's a chief assigner of referees and also works games himself.
I've been reffing for 21 years and 20 years at the USA Cup. Started reffing just, my kids both wanted to be refs, and so I kind of tagged along to the clinic. That's fouls.
It's based around soccer, but the cultural exchanges at USA Cup help to make it special.
I think the same thing that makes it special for the players is the chance to meet the international teams and stuff. Makes it fun for us refs too. This year there's 160 international referees here from China and Jamaica, from England, from Romania, so from all over the world, including the ones local. But it's just fun to meet them and to get reacquainted when they come back each year. So,
with players and officials coming from all over the world, there can be language barriers at USA Cup. Interestingly, they don't group referees by the languages they speak.
Absolutely not. We try to mix it up as much as we can. Some of the groups originally asked if they could just be separate, and we said no. The fun for everybody here is you're just in the pool. The tackle in the corner over there.
Mike still enjoys working games himself, but knows the next generation of referees needs to be groomed too.
There is a shortage of referees in Minnesota. We used to have 5,000 to 6,000 referees registered each year, and now we're down in the 3,000s. Yeah, I do think the give back is a good way to look at it. My kids were playing, and I got upset with the referees, and I said, well, shut up and go do something. It's a fun thing to do. It's a great extra job. I don't go to the gym because the gym's here.
For Official Business, Jay Wilcox, 12 Sports.
McClanahan also works youth and adult soccer leagues in the North Metro area, and that is a good workout, and nice to see him continuing to do that and hoping to get more into officiating soccer.
Oh, a cool experience up at
right.
Schwann's Cup too. Thanks, John. Up next, pie with a not-so-secret ingredient.
What makes these State Fair pies especially sweet? We'll be right back. Well, every year, people line up to get the first taste of the new State Fair foods.
But this year, you can taste one of those foods before the fair even begins. Sara's Tipsy pies will be for sale in the food building at the State Fair, but just this week, the frozen pies arrived at Dean's Supermarket in Osseo. The not-so-secret ingredient to the pies, which are made in Stillwater, is local alcohol. The pies at Dean's have either Two Gingers whiskey or wine from St. Croix Vineyards.
There's not a strong taste of alcohol because, of course, you bake them. And you bake them in the oven. And I don't know, it made it sweeter to me. So I really enjoyed it.
The pies sell for $4.99 each, and you can even purchase Tipsy topping that goes on top. At the State Fair, Sara will have 5 pies available with the rhubarb pie that is only available at the State Fair, but you can get a good preview there.
You don't have to be 21 to buy a pie.
No, not at all. It bakes right out. We'll see you next time, everybody.
Have a good evening.